Hi everyone.
Hello everyone.
Welcome to channel Hanwei. Today is a special episode. We introduce a guest here. His name is Junior. So he will be introduce himself.
Hi everybody, I'm Junior. You all may know that in my YouTube I have channel MBTI. Mr. Hanwei is also my YouTube video. He has a different specialty. So I have been missing for 1 month due to some personal issues. Currently now I'm focusing my study. There's a bit of delay in my school, so I most likely might remodule again. But today I come down for supper and he said he wanted to do an interview for 八字, so maybe you can just ask me your questions.
Okay, what do you think about 八字? Have you heard before?
No, 八字is the first time I heard from you. But personally, as a psychology student and as a MBTI typologist, I believe 八字 is the Chinese form of psychology. Because in psychology, in academic, in formal psychology, we are trained to use theories to predict people's behavior, to help them in their problems, like counseling or psychologists, right? So I think it's very good that you are promoting this another form of psychology.
Okay, so how do you think that previously I have to do the 八字 consultation?
I would like to say that in academic psychology, they were mentioning like astrology and 八字 is not part of a certificate. You can go to school, but you won't get a certificate unlike academic psychology. But my personal counter argument would be, it's not always about the certificate, it's about learning. And I think your consultation is very good. I learned things that in the Western theory I did not learn, or even in the MBTI community I didn't learn it. I think it's good that you have shared your knowledge to me.
Okay, have you watched my video before?
Yes, I watched few of your videos, but being untrained in 八字, I'm not sure. But your latest videos were more simplified. I could understood it to some degree.
Oh, how about the previous video, like before I go through the 八字 plot, previous video is not really about 八字, just a Chinese metaphysics and some other theory before I start the real 八字 plot. How do you feel that the theory that I'm researching, how do you feel it?
Okay, so in psychology we also have learned this thing called philosophy, and in philosophy there's this thing called metaphysics. So it's kind of similar but more like the Chinese version. And we also learn things like dualism, proving existence of God through science. So my lectures also do talk about storing karma points in heaven. So be a good human being. So I think that's good. It's not just about teaching us how to predict human behavior, but be a good human. I think that's very important.
In the previous video, what is most interesting to you?
I think the most interesting is when you simplify to your day-to-day lives, because my belief that I want to counter argue the academic world is their stories or their scientific research is based on educated people, right? But not everybody has the chance to go to school, and maybe you can study but you don't have the money, or maybe you have the money but you not good at study like me. I had to remodule. So I think it's good that you're advertising here on YouTube to help people learn, not just for the locals but for the overseas viewers, because surprisingly both our channels overseas viewers are more than locals, right? Yeah, so I think it's good to have another viewpoint, especially in psychology. They highly encourage counter arguments.
Okay, so what have you learned the last episode itself?
Okay, so I can't remember which was the latest episode, but I watched, I think, with the heaven branch, earth branch, and the hidden branch, something like that.
Okay, actually it's a hidden stem.
Oh, hidden stem.
Earthly branch and then heaven stem. Okay, actually, okay, I'll just recap about the previous episode. Okay, on the previous episode, I recap for you. Previous episode, we talked about how 八字 actually is the 8 characteristic based on the date of birth and the birth of your time to determine of your 8 characteristics. The 8 characteristics becomes the 4 pillar. The 4 pillar will be year, month, day, and hour. And the fourth pillar that forms the 8 characteristics is based on heavenly stem and earthly branches. Earthly branches refers to the child zodiac animal. If you go and check the Chinese calendar, it's based on the child animal sign. Then the earthly stem is the 10 element in yin and yang, followed by the 5 element itself. It's basically a heaven stem is how people see you in your personality, and earthly branch is your own personality that internal to yourself with your hidden stem. Each of the earthly branch will be between 1 to 3 hidden stem itself.
Okay. Carry on. I'm still listening.
So basically, this is how 八字 itself. Then I did tell you that in the
Is that like the basic formula, or is that
it's a basic formula.
Important formula? Or?
It's a standard formula.
Oh, okay.
So it's a standard formula, but you understand that in the whole world there's a billion of people or trillion of people, and then there's a few selected person who may have same birth date, month, year, time, but they don't do actually
The
same
same thing,
things as you. The reason is come from environmental, the location, and humans are free will. We are not 100% controlled by the 八字 or any form of predictions. They won't control because God don't control you.
Yeah.
And then we are more sorry of free will. We decide our own, even though the other person who have the same birth date and the time with you doesn't mean you will be followed. You will be end up differently. It's a free will thing, so not to worry. What 八字 will predict is what is your personality, what may your talent can go through. Each of the element go through will have different job scope. You can actually go Google it, and sometimes it can tell you each element, this element you do in this based on the pillar.
I think it's best to just watch a video, because if you just Google, it's too complicated. Yeah, I'm happy got people like you advertising all this for free.
Okay.
Because like you mentioned, you have to go to school. Just like mine, have to go to school and pay for it.
Yeah.
It's
So actually this channel is basically for those, I can treat it as an idiot books. There's a book called Idiot Book to get you very simplified.
Beginner's guide.
Beginner guide. I can say dummy book. Now we still call dummy book. Dummy like some dummy book is used to be textbook. Some dummy book become audio book.
When I first started psychology, also I read a lot of dummy books, cause no idea what's that also.
Yeah, I'll make it like a dummy book, make it as layman term as possible as it is.
Layman term, best way to learn anything.
So, is there any questions?
Okay, so not say question, but I do have counter arguments. Okay, so as a dualist, right? My perspective is that you have to prove God through science, right? And as a fellow believer in God, in general, we're not talking about any religion here, because case sensitive to our country is multiracial. I'm not sure about your other viewers as mine, but rather I do believe in free will as well, but I focus more on the nature rather than the nurture, be it for MBTI or even in psychology itself, because I believe, like for example, a woman and a man, even if they have the exact same 八字, for example using yours, I believe the way they react will be different.
Yes.
So I believe nature plays more part than nurture. In our formula 60 to 40%. So like if you're born a male, let's say you have the same date as me, right, everything same, and if you're born a female, same date as me, the way you behave will be different.
Yeah, true.
So that's just my counter argument.
Yeah. So just not to worry, and then there's also a future episode we call Strong and Weak chart, which is also quite interesting. So strong doesn't mean you are the best, weak doesn't mean you are weak. So a lot of people misunderstood, and I can just tell you that most people consider strong chart itself, easy to maintain lah.
If I'm not wrong, you did my consultation before. you want to just like share a little bit here,
Okay.
just to give an example how your consultation works. So in the future, if any viewer wants to contact you for consultation,
I think it's okay that I don't need to be consultation, but then it's
like
a
example
female,
lah, like
yeah.
example how it works, like maybe my date or my month or my year.
Actually, basically, for Julian itself, his personality is in Earth. In Earth is a bit soft, emotional, and stubborn. But stubborn doesn't mean stupid lah. Stubborn for Chinese called 固执. It means that he go in his strongly to his free will. That means whatever people say, he just say he's good enough. Most mountains are like this lah. Most of the earth elements is like this. So I will tell in as best as 5 elements. I'm going to go through it. So basically, this is day master. In earth is actually very soil. Much more people will like in earth a lot if you are nature in wood. So
Okay. I think it's like I said, you see, talk about nature. I think it's very accurate. 我的心里很软 right? I'm a very soft person, but 我的外面的人比较硬一点，比较you see my person outside very fierce, but actually my inside is very soft. So I think it's very accurate, very 准.
okay.
And it's like I just give him the birth date and he can explain to me my personality, and he helps me feel good that at least got one person in this world understands me.
Okay. Can. So I think that's all for today. So before we end this, how, Julian, anything you want to continue? If not, we'll end for today's session.
Maybe see you guys in the next channel 100 video. And yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Okay, Ken.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.